Okay, now that we have the verified opt-in taken care of, let's go ahead and let's set up our very first autoresponder message. And to do that, we're going to first of all check to make sure that we are working with the correct list, and we are. And then we're going to go over here to messages, and we're going to select follow-up message. Now notice right beside it is broadcast. So you have two different types of messages here. I'm going to cover blog broadcast in a later video. But these are the two most common. And let me tell you the difference between these two real quickly. Broadcast basically is just like the name implies. You will be sending an email out to every one of your subscribers all at the same time. Now, the follow-up is different. The follow-up is going to be a series of messages that's going to be sent out over an interval. And that interval is based upon when that subscriber has opted into your list. So you may have some subscribers who are on message number 2 in your autoresponder series. You may have subscribers who are on message number 10. And so different subscribers are going to be at different timelines, points in your timeline along your autoresponder series. Whereas broadcast, it gets sent out to everybody at once. So I hope you understand that difference there. So we're going to start off with follow-up, and we're going to add our very first follow-up message. And it's going to be very important that you add at least one message to your autoresponder series, and I'm going to explain why here in a little bit. But let's go ahead down here to add message. And we see that this is message number 1, and it's going to be sent immediately. On our next messages, there will actually be a box here where we can select on how many days from the past message do we want to send it. Do we want to send it the very next day, 7 days later? You're going to get to choose that number. But for message number 1, it is sent immediately. So as soon as a person has confirmed their subscription, bam, they are emailed this message here. So this is a good message to put in, just kind of like a welcome message. Thank you for joining my list. Here is the URL to the bonuses I promised you. Now you have here click tracking. You can enable the tracking of clicks on links in your messages. So if you want to be able to track that, you can check that off. I almost always have that on. I like to be able to see what people are clicking on and which ones are doing well, which ones aren't, so I can always be tweaking things. And then a lot of these different templates here are going to be if you're doing HTML templates. I'll be honest, I don't do HTML templates, and I do not subscribe to any lists that even use HTML templates. But so I want to let you know right now ahead of time that I'm a plain template kind of guy. I stick with that one, and the majority of marketers do that also. So I'm going to select the basic template there. Here, of course, we have our personalization fields. Anywhere that we want, we can insert information that we have collected about the different about the subscriber that the subscriber has given to us. Like for example, their name. Name fix, the word fix in these simply means that it's going to try to force a capital where it believes is the beginning of the first name or the beginning of the last name. Just first name fix, and it's got all kinds of different options and such. You will find in your bonuses along with this, there is a description of all of these personalizations so that you can make a quick reference to them and what they are. So anytime you want to insert somebody's name, you can simply just choose, for example, first name fix, and it will show up here in the subject heading since that's where I was clicking at. You can put in your subject there, of course. There we go. Bill, welcome to my list, or whatever their name happens to be. Here, of course, we have our plain text message, and here we're going to just type away. You're going to fill in whatever it is that your message is. Now, typically what I do is I like to type mine in a word processor so I can do spell check and etc. like that on it, and then I just cut and paste it right into this. You will notice that AWeber has a recommended width for your email, which is right here. And if you are typing along, or if you cut and paste from a document and you go past it, no biggie, because if you click here on wrap long lines, it will automatically adjust it so that you are within the recommended width. So that's a very handy feature that is there that you can use. If you are using an HTML message instead, here you go. There's your template right there that you can start working with, a little tiny WYSIWYG editor that's in there. Down here is your CAN spam compliance. It has your mailing address in there that is required. You have to have that in there. That's going to appear at the bottom of all of your messages that you send out. You can then also have it analyze, save, and then it's going to check it against the spam assassin score. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. And if you have any attachments to it, you can add those attachments here. I've never done attachments. I just think it is probably too much of a possibility of it flagging the different spam filters, and so for that I don't bother sending an attachment to it. I would much rather instead monetize it better by having them have to come back to my website to download an item instead of me emailing it to them automatically. So there is that first message there that we're going to fill in. And then when it is all finished, of course, we are going to simply tell it save. Now there's something very important that I need to bring up here, and that is the importance of having at least one message here in your follow-up message series, here in your autoresponder. And the reason why is this. Notice that this is, like I said earlier, message number 1. If you send out a broadcast message, meaning it goes to everybody all at the same time, and you don't have a message here, it will automatically put all of your subscribers on message number 1001. Alright, so why does that happen? Well, what happens is this. If you don't have any messages here and then you send out a broadcast, AWEBER assumes that this is just going to be a broadcast list, that you're not going to have any type of autoresponder. So by setting it at 1001 for the message number, it means that none of your subscribers are going to get any email or any autoresponder message from you unless that message starts with the number 1002 or higher. Okay, I hope you follow that. It's a real pain, because if you decide later on that you want to have a follow-up series, then you have to start all of your messages at 1002, or you have to go into every single subscriber and change what message that they're on. That'll be in a later video. So it is much easier to go ahead and have at least one message here in your follow-up messages so that that doesn't happen. I hope I haven't confused you too terribly much, because it certainly confused me when I was having to go through and change numbers on 400 or 500 different subscribers on a list that I accidentally did that with. Okay.